morning, Marta. Welcome to La Torre del Visco. If you allow me, I'd like to show you the facilities and how introduce a little bit on how we started, and then the owner and manager will carry on with the history of La Torre del Visco. First of all, I would like to mention, as you probably can see, there is no an actual reception. The philosophy of the hotel is that people feel like at home. So it's a very personal welcome, and we'll show you around. This is the reception, very familiar with an open fire for the winter. And we are now going to go through to the library. Here in the library we have a large selection of CDs for people to listen to music, and we also have a wide variety of books. We have books in English and books in Spanish. People who come here are looking for the tranquility, the beauty of their surroundings, so we invite them to take a book, have a nice glass of wine, or just listen to music. This is actually the original cellar of the farm, which is the watchtower. It's dated 15th century. In here, following the philosophy of being like at home, if guests like to have a drink, they can ask us and we serve it, but they can also serve themselves. We have a price list and a wine list they can check. We have tickets. This is like an honesty bar where people fill in what they had and they just leave it in its place again. We offer them a large selection of beers, soft drinks, even a glass of wine if they like. We have white and rosé, and then you can see the rest of the wines in the cellar, which are all Spanish. Here we are in the kitchen. This is like in all the farms, the heart of the hotel. Everything happens here. We organize cookery courses and wine tastings and many activities throughout the year. We also like to share our passion for the food with our guests. It is an open kitchen. We serve breakfast around this big table if people like to take them here and share their experiences with Anna Marie, who is the breakfast lady.
Okay.
Anna Marie.
Hello.
Hello. Then later on, chefs are coming in, and then we'll start preparing lunches and dinner. Anna Marie now is cutting the local kio ham from Teuel, which is very popular. Here we are in the restaurant. We serve at night dinner. During the winter it's in the main restaurant at Visco, but during the summer, weather permitted, we serve dinner on the terrace. You can see the sunsets, you're under the stars with a candlelit. It's really beautiful. You can see here we have our own produce, which is oil from our organic farm, and also we make our own jams from peach, strawberry, figs from the farm. We have them for sale as well to use them in our restaurant. This is a junior suite which also has a fire for the winter. So guests can lit a fire at any moment. All of the rooms are different. They have all different decorations. They all have views to the gardens, the valley, all the mountains surrounding the hotel. This is the garden entrance. People arrive here when they come. The gardens surround the hotel, and every time of the year has its beauty. My favorite one is May, when all the roses blossom and the air is full of fragrance.
We discovered this area, the Matarranya, 23 years ago. When we'd been looking, we were in a different business sector altogether. We had always worked in Spain in the publishing and bookselling sector, but we wanted to go back to our roots in the country and buy a farm and build around it a sustainable project for I suppose it's a lifestyle decision, if you like. So we started looking, and it took us 2 years to come here, if you like, which we always used to say was almost like destiny. We looked at a number of other farms, we put in offers, never quite worked. And then one day we discovered this area, just almost by accident. Somebody mentioned there was this area that was very isolated, lovely, but a long way off the roads and motorways, and I thought, I bet we like it. So we came up and we found the Mataranya, which it didn't even have a tourist name in those days. We're talking about, as I say, 23 years ago.
And did you come with your husband
Yes,
and your family?
we both, well, first of all, we explored and we found, it took us 2 months to find somewhere to buy, because 23 years ago it wasn't that easy. People didn't think of selling their old family homes that they might be almost falling down, but they didn't think in terms of restoring, living in the countryside, but they didn't think in terms of selling them either. So it was quite surprisingly difficult, but we found this place, and it belonged to a family of professionals it was the grandfather's hobby, if you like. He was a surgeon. So we were very fortunate because all the legal papers were in order and the well was registered, because in agriculture you must have water. And of course this wonderful location in this valley. But it's very curious in this time, the change in attitude. When we bought the farm and started and said we were creating a small hotel, because quite clearly the business plan had to involve accommodation, a modest hotel, if you like, because first of all, with all the buildings and then this beautiful location, it would have been an act of egoism just to keep it to ourselves. But it was also the most obvious move, because there was just nowhere to stay of any quality outside the villages. We had quite simple places, very nice, and just ordinary, what you would call pensions or whatever, little modest places, very good, but only in the villages. So there was nothing in the countryside. But people said, but why would anyone go there? Why do they want to be in the middle of nowhere and do nothing? There's nothing to do. Say, yes, exactly that. If you come from a city, or if you're working from, you just want to sit and look at a wonderful view, have good services, and just enjoy silence or birds singing or things that, everybody in an area. But this is, as I say, it takes probably somebody to come from outside and show people how lucky they are and what they have. And that's what we did here. I mean, the same happened in England many, many years ago, etc. But people don't value until they see, perhaps, and take somebody to come and say, look, you're so lucky, look at all of this. Now it's quite different. The whole rural tourism has developed, fortunately, in a very, I think, appropriate fashion, because there was a danger at some stage that people would go in for golf courses and building little houses, and this area is not about that. This area is about its beautiful countryside, it's unspoiled, the lovely villages with their medieval centres, the fact that the people are modern and yet they still keep their traditions. So it's what I would call, we are now talking about a more general, sustainable tourist industry here that has clear values, understands clearly what the offer should be, what it is, and how to protect it.
Now Janma is going to talk about the skills and competences that we need to run a successful tourism project.
Now, where shall I begin?
Okay.
I remember in business we were always taught that anybody could make any project work if they were perseverant and had enough belief in themselves. I think, I would say, no, I think the skills needed, I think you need to go, anybody considering developing a rural tourism business should have prepared themselves carefully, should have a sensible, sustainable business plan. should not be naive. There is a huge amount of ingenuousness, of naivety, if you like, involved perhaps still in, oh, how lovely, I'm going to sit and watch the sunsets, and they don't see the realism. You have to be prepared to work hard, to keep an eye on costs, and to identify the essential elements that people are looking for. You also have to differentiate your offer from everybody else's. And of course, it goes without saying, you must have the right personality for a hospitality business. If you don't like people, for heaven's sake, don't get into this business. And if you're not prepared to work hard and be flexible and, you know, make a few mistakes, but basically set out from a sensible, careful business plan, not being naive about the investment and costs involved, and what you need to the right scale to get a return on what your investment's going to be, and then just putting in all you have to make it work, and being persistent, because it takes time. Like any other business, there are a few miracles. You've just got to work hard, but the main thing is that you should enjoy being where you are, and that transmits it. That feeling is transmitted to your guests, and then they will, and then work with everybody in the area. That's what I would say. So we all pull together to make it, to make sure if we're doing hospitality, then other people are offering the horses or hiking, and we all collaborate to make this work. The other thing is be careful, because if you're setting up in a very rural environment, miles from anywhere, you have to offer people some food. And it's no good offering them food that's not well cooked. So it can be very simple, but that is a very essential element of an isolated rural tourism establishment.
Okay, and what are your future plans?
Future plans is obviously to continue to improve the services we offer our customers, more activities, extend the amount of activities, and essentially do something which, in a sense, I haven't had time to do up till now, which is to make use of the farm, to integrate the farm more into the whole project. We do grow it's all organic, we grow our own vegetables, we do our own olive oil, but we want to create more of that side of things. I think increasingly people love, you know, they are looking for healthy food, they do want to buy good products, good quality, they can see where they've been grown or you know, created. So I want to actually integrate the farm, if you like, into the hospitality side, the hotel side.
Okay, Gemma, thank you for your collaboration and congratulations for your job.
Thank you, and I hope my words will be useful to those who will be listening to this video.
Okay.